Good morning, welcome back everybody. For today's video, I am going to talk about something that came up this morning in Discord. So today I was going through my morning reading, drinking my coffee, and all of a sudden a person was brought to my heart, and like a jealousy came with that person, right? And I'm sure everybody's been there before, so hopefully you understand what I mean by that. And when that person came to my heart, the Lord just taught me something amazing today, and something that just changes the way that I view things. And I want to talk about that in this video. So basically, what happened is that person came to my heart. I felt this jealousy, and I've been working a lot on discernment, as we talked about in the last videos. And so I discerned it, and I was like, okay, you know what? This thought is from the enemy. It's not from me. It's not from God, most definitely. So what should my response be, right? When you have these feelings that do not align themselves with the Lord and love and all things of good, then what should your response be? That should be a natural question. So I asked myself that, and all of a sudden, just I don't know how to explain it. Just a download of information came to me, and it was my proper response was on the spot. I started to pray for that person and their family, and the way that my prayer went is I prayed that their family continue to get more and more blessings. I asked the Lord that their authority and influence continue to grow, and I just asked for so many good things, all for their family, right? So I took that I was feeling jealous, or I shouldn't say I. The enemy put jealousy on my heart, and I turned that jealousy into prayer for blessing and more blessing onto this family. So, anyways, I that happened, and I was just sitting there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is. I needed to chew on it. I needed to think about the idea, so I brought it up on Discord, and me and Dan started to talk about it on Discord. And I just kind of want to go over the conversation a little bit, because I think it was something that can radically transform how you handle attacks from the enemy. So this was my initial post on the Discord to ask the question, and then I'll kind of just summarize what we talked about. But so I started by asking the question: what would happen if every time you had a thought, emotion that does not conform or come from your father, you pray for blessing over the thoughts instead of rebuking the evil inclination? So that I kind of already explained. I gave the example of the jealousy. And then I was thinking about it, and I feel like for a believer, there is basically three ways you can respond. So the A, you rebuke the jealous feelings, which is what I've traditionally done. So when the jealousy would come to my heart, I would make a prayer like, Father, please just take this jealousy away from me. Please transform me, renew me in your image, so that these feelings have no place in me. Like I would do a prayer like that, right? And to be honest, I'm minor. I've seen minor changes, but nothing like major change out of that type of prayer for quite a long time, right? I still get the feelings of jealousy. And honestly, more than jealousy, the biggest thing for me is lust. So I still get the lustful feelings. And B is feel shame, and just kind of, and shame I think is rooted in thinking that it's you, like being like, oh, I'm just an evil piece of garbage, and I deserve no love, and I deserve no anything, because I'm just a terrible existence. So, and unfortunately, I think there are people who give into that. So there's B. And then C is this new way that the Lord exposed to me today, which is turn the enemy's attack. So the enemy brings this jealousy to me, or he may bring lust to me. He brings these feelings that are not from our Father to me. Then I can just turn it into a blessing for somebody else. I'm just going to pass it on. I'm going to be like, okay, you want to make me jealous of this person? Fine. Then I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to ask the Lord to heap even more blessings onto them. You're going to give me lust to try to ruin the relationship between me and this person, or me devalue this person. then I'm just going to pray for them to shine. I'm going to pray for their gifts to be like the Lord, to add more gifts to them, give them more wisdom to better use their gifts. And, I'm just going to pour into it like that. So then I asked the question, and just, I won't read it, but imagine the premise was this. Just imagine if every time the enemy attacked a Christian, the Christian's response was a prayer for blessing to the source, to the root of that attack. And then anyway, so Dan answers me and we get into a discussion. And the discussion concludes by Dan bringing up this verse out of the Bible, and it was so spot on after me and him talked about it. And the main verse, sorry, let me bring this on the screen. Actually, I'll just read it. So Romans 12, verses 19 through 21. Do not take revenge, my dear friends, but leave room for God's wrath. For it is written, it is mine to avenge, I will repay, says the Lord. On the contrary, if your enemy is hungry, feed him. If he is thirsty, give him something to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. And then verse 21, do not overcome evil, do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. So 21, Dan pointed this out, just like so perfectly hit what I feel the Lord was showing me was this, like he was basically saying like, Alex, this is how you overcome evil with good, right? Because to me before reading this, I do get the feeling out of it, but I didn't know the actions. So I think sometimes knowing you have a sense of what's right, what you should do, but you don't know how to take action on that feeling. And I feel like that's why today was a big day for me, and I was so excited to share this and just talk about this subject. Another thing for me is in verse 20, when it says, in doing this you will heap burning coals on the enemy's head. I'm like, that used to just be, I don't even know what I'm supposed to take out of that, because it's like, okay, I was thinking like, oh, okay, you stab me in the back and then I, treat you well. I'm not really sure why that's hurting you, but today I realized it is if every time we're attacked by the enemy, we respond with prayer and blessing, and it doesn't always even have to be prayer. Sometimes it could actually be like you taking action in our world. So, I mean, another example would be, say I'm walking by a homeless person on the street, and a feeling comes to me of disgust and like, oh, I don't want to interact with that person. They're below me. That type of a feeling. Say that comes to me, and instead of letting that feeling make me not interact with that person, I'll go over to them and I'll be like, hi, brother, sister, talk with them. How are you? You have value. Maybe I'll invite him out to lunch and we'll go sit down and have a meal together. So I think it doesn't just have to be prayer. Prayer is like the easy example, but I think you can definitely take this concept and apply it in many, many great ways. But overall, main point of the video to me is I really would love to live in a world where everybody did this. Every time a negative emotion, a negative thought, something that is not from our Father, that is from the enemy, comes to one of us believers, then our instinctual response, our instinctual action would be to counterattack. And counterattack with love, right? Counterattack. And I realized and this is just kind of a question, food for thought to people, is imagine you are the enemy. And imagine every time you throw a punch at somebody, that punch just ends up coming back and hitting you in the face. And not only hitting you in the face, but hitting you in the face harder than the original punch, right? And I started to think about this, and I realized what an amazing system God made is every time the enemy attacks you, he is simply showing you a place, an opportunity for growth. He's showing you a way for you to become more of a being of love, right? He's giving you an opportunity to improve and renew yourself, It's like, he's like, oh, I'm going to give you this jealousy. And you're like, oh, thank you. thank you very much. I do need to pray for that person. Right? Oh, you're making me feel lust towards this person. Oh, well, thank you. You know, they are very valuable. I should look deeper than the flesh, and I should look at the other values they have, right? Oh, this person, you're making me feel like they're annoying and like they're below me. Oh, thank you. I will honor them as greater than myself, and I will take the time to get to listen to them because I know they have great value that you obviously don't want me to access, right? They have ideas and thoughts that could help grow my life and bless my life, and you don't want me to access those things, so you're making me feel disgust towards them. You're making me feel this hatred towards them or this irritation from them. Thank you, enemy. So, anyways, I'm gonna end it there because I'm charged. I'm charged on this idea, and I can't wait to just go about my day and really chew on this more. But I had to share it. As always, I love you all, and I look forward to future conversations with all of you, future inspiration, and I hope you all have a great day. Take care.